Hey guys, welcome back to the Jim and Doug show. We apologize. We had some technical difficulties last week, which
Yeah.
we've overcome, but we're back at it now. We apologize for that one little faux pas, but like I said, we'll fix it. So it's July 19th. A lot of things going on, a lot of happenings. Why don't we just start off, right? Because we didn't get a chance to really talk about the finals of the World Cup, but it was pretty
Yeah.
exciting. It was pretty exciting. I must say, I did pick Belgium, and
Well,
no, I mean I
Belgium.
picked France. No, Belgium and England.
You fell a little short. Well, you were right if you were going to go for the third place game because
Right.
that's who faced.
Right.
So you were close. I had France from the start. They were one of my picks.
Gotta
back
love
in-
that kid. The kid, the teenager, scored the goal.
Mbappe.
Mbappe.
Yeah,
right?
Mbappe. He's 19. He'll be definitely a household name for years to come. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it so much more that U.S. wasn't in it. I really do, because in the past World Cups, I kind of found myself watching just the U.S. games, getting upset over that because they're an embarrassment. Every time they enter, they're an embarrassment.
They're not at that stage. Like I said, the United States it's not as international beloved, or nationally loved like these other countries. They go
Yeah.
crazy. You saw what these countries were.
Yeah, and people aren't choosing to play that. So, instead this year, I was like, you know what? I'm a sports guy. I'm just gonna enjoy the tournament, and I enjoyed it so much more that they were out. I really
I
did.
enjoyed it too, and I'm not sure whether it's
I was-
because the
I was
US
watching every
wasn't
game.
in it. I did.
I was watching every game I could. I was checking scores at work. I was just all over it.
It was
So,
pretty exciting. It really was.
Yeah, I was definitely happy with final. It was a good final too. So a lot of scoring, some notable plays. So I really did enjoy it.
It was great. I thought it was a big success. I thought Russia handled it well. All the stadiums looked beautiful. Television coverage, I'll even give Fox kudos. They did a pretty solid job on
Great,
it.
they did great. I really had no complaints for sure.
And what's great about soccer is it's running time. It's like there's like no commercials, no TV timeouts, none of that.
Just let it run.
Stuff. It was awesome.
Yeah, I was happy with it. And a lot of the games were extra time, penalty kicks, which I don't find as a fair way to decide a game, but I definitely found it exciting.
I don't know how else you could decide it. If you play right 90 minutes and then 2 10-minute periods.
15 minutes.
Is it 15?
Yeah, so 30 minutes after that, you can't have them run around forever.
Right.
And it is. It is. I guess I would say it's fair. I just don't think it's an appropriate way. But their hands are kind of tied.
Agreed.
But you know what? I sure as hell found it exciting.
And
to
it
watch.
sure is.
I really did.
The penalty kicks is as exciting as it gets in soccer, So let's see. The next World Cup I think is in Qatar in 4 years. I did see this thing. So I think the United States has some hope. There was a 60 Minutes piece on this kid Christian Pulisic.
Yeah, he's good.
Stud.
He's really good.
Playing for a German team right now, making $40 million a year. And he seems like a really nice kid, like he's got his head on his shoulders. But like I said, we've seen this before. The young kids, as Freddie Adu was supposed to be the next Pele. He never made it in anything.
Yeah. Well, the world would have got introduced to him had the U.S. made it.
Agreed.
And he would have been on the team, and he would have been the star.
Yep.
So we'll have to wait 4 years.
Yeah.
So, but next year, or not next year, but next World Cup, it's going to be during football season. I don't know how. Because it's usually in the summer, but it's too hot in Qatar.
Is that why they moved it? Is that why they moved it?
It's November. It's going to go right over Thanksgiving.
Oh, that's going to be.
And it'll end a couple days before Christmas.
Wow.
That's what it is.
How is Fox going to share time with the World Cup? I mean,
well, during the week. Games during the week.
They'll put the World Cup on Fox Sports Network.
Yeah.
And regular games.
And I won't care because it'll be during football.
Exactly.
So you know what? Whatever. I'll watch it when it's on. If it's on during the week, hopefully they're smart enough not to make games on Sunday, or maybe U.S. games on Sunday or whatever.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know.
But it was exciting.
I'll watch
it was good. So let's move on. Right, you mentioned Wimbledon. Huh.
Yeah.
I told you, I loved Federer the whole time, and I loved Nadal the whole time, and neither one of them won it. This guy Djokovic has solidified his standing as one of the...
That was a great match between him and Nadal. I was watching that Saturday morning. It was kind of it was a continuation because I guess it was dark or bad weather the day before. Both of those guys are just like really elite players, and like the back and forth in that fifth set when they were both going at each other. That's just two champions right there. And I knew when Djokovic won. I know it was a close match. It was a close match on the final, but I knew he was going to beat Anderson. Yeah. Anderson, that was him and Isner. I don't know what Isner's deal is with these marathon matches. It's the one year at the U.S. Open, I think it was 59-57 in the last set or something like that.
I know.
It was crazy.
For a minute, I forgot. I go, wait a minute. What is this 20-21 thing?
Yeah.
I go, and then I realized you need to win by 2 sets in the final set at Wimbledon.
Yeah.
But how about these other kids? This kid Anderson, Isner. These guys are 6'8", 6'9".
Yeah.
I mean,
Isner's huge.
Can you possibly believe that these guys can play at that kind of level?
Well, I believe that they can serve as fast as they do.
Oh
my God!
I don't know how
Isner has a cannon. I don't know. Yeah.
They do, both of them. But the Federer match was awesome. You know, it looked like he had it firmly under control, and then it just slipped away.
That's the thing about tennis, though. Like other sports, you get down by 20 in basketball, you're pretty much cooked. You get down by 2-3 touchdowns in football, you're pretty much cooked. In tennis, like you're even. You can come back.
Yep.
You're 2 sets, but everything's in front of you to come back. You just got to win what's in front of you. That. Until the final bell tolls, you still have a chance. It's not like you have to come back or you'll run out of time. There's no time. You can come back. So,
and I think I mentioned last time. I thought this might be Federer's last Wimbledon, and I don't know if this
people are saying
puts it into perspective or not. But he's still a world-class player, but he may not be that level to get past a Djokovic and even these guys Isner and Anderson. These guys are formidable guys.
If they're on their A game and he's on his B game, he could lose.
And
his
B game is better than most people's A games.
Most people, but in the past he could skate by in his B game.
And Nadal, what a resurgence by him, right? He came right back and just put it all out there. I didn't think he could be beat. I really didn't think he could be beat in the finals. And got to tip your hat to Djokovic. He's got quite a resume.
He's right up there with them, Nadal and
he sure is.
Federer. You got to put him up there. I always like to watch Murray play. He wasn't in it this year, so I like that. Like that's kind of the big four in tennis. It's been for a few years, so he wasn't around, but look forward to the U.S. Open.
Yeah, it was really exciting, and let's even on the women's side, you really have to give Serena Williams credit. I mean, she came back. She wasn't probably in the greatest of shape that she's ever been in, but that tells you how talented she is.
Yeah.
To get to the finals, Kerber beat her and beat her soundly on in the finals. But she really. I mean, we talked about it before. The women's draw is wide open. There's not one dominant. If she's not around, anity. Kerber's
it's literally out of a hat. It's out of a hat.
But no one really gave this Kerber even a shot at winning. I mean, it looked like the momentum was clearly in Williams' favor, and it just wasn't her day.
Yeah, and she had she was seeded like 25th, so she didn't have the easy kind of road that she always has.
Right.
She's always won, and she has playing the worst of the worst of the worst till the end. She seeded 25th, and she kind of had to fight against some stronger opponents to get to the final. Maybe it took a little out of her. And you know what? She's great, and she has nothing to prove. So
exactly,
you lost in the final of Wimbledon. You know what? She'll probably win 3 more times.
But she is coming back with a vengeance, and then you look for her to be the odds-on favorite.
Next year to win. Yeah. Oh, forget it. Yeah, U.S. Open, she'll be in the mix. French Open, I think, is coming up.
Yep.
I don't see anything.
But good stuff. Good tennis. It was really good tennis. That was just as exciting as the World Cup, I thought.
Yeah.
So let's go. We're at the All-Star break, or hypothetically the break. It's not really the midway point of the season. It's a little past it, but
get going tomorrow.
Yep.
Yankees and Mets.
Yep. So what do you think about halfway through the season? Right? We figured we'd be right where we are from the Yankees perspective.
I mean, I thought we'd be ahead of Boston, to be honest, but they don't lose.
They do not lose.
They don't lose, and we're playing like 500 baseball. Pretty much since Sanchez got hurt. And Torres got hurt. Yep. We've been playing 500 baseball. That's not going to cut it to catch Boston.
No, it's not.
They're going to need another pitcher. We all know this. They flirted a little bit with Machado. I never thought they were too serious. They weren't going to give up anything great for him. knowing that he could leave in free agency.
Right, you don't
But
give up a Torres.
I
or
wanted to.
something
Oh
like
no,
that.
absolutely
I mean,
not.
forget
Yeah,
that.
probably not even Frazier. To
Right.
be honest, they flirted a little bit with him. They didn't need him, but it was kind of a place where they kind of had the luxury where they could have got him probably if they wanted.
I'm not sure there's potential talk that the Dodgers deal may fall through.
No, it's good now. They said
Is
it
it?
this morning. It's official, so
Right.
that's official.
Because
He's through.
like we said, there was no way Buck Showalter was trading him to the New York Yankees,
but
no
no.
matter what happened.
Yeah, well, there was talk about it though, because if the Yankees made him the Godfather offer, you never know. But that would have been tough. That would have been tough. But I thought they'd be. I mean, their record is kind of in line, but I thought they'd be ahead of Boston. Boston, it kind of speaks more to how good Boston is.
They're really playing incredible baseball. They could win 120 games this year.
They don't lose.
And
The only time they lose is when they play the Yankees. And you know what? That series, 4 games coming up in August. I'll actually be in Boston during that. I'm going to the 1 game Saturday.
oh, good. That's nice.
That's going to decide a lot right there. If the Yankees can somehow go to Fenway and take 3 or 4, that's a tall task. But if they could, that could set them on the right track towards winning the division. But they need a pitcher badly.
But if Boston keeps winning at this pace, Yankees could potentially win 110 games and play a 1-game playoff and get knocked out of the playoffs.
Sad.
I mean, does that system sound right? I don't know.
It doesn't, but
Maybe the wild card ought to be at least 2 out of 3, a one and done. I don't know. That seems a little
well, it used to be that you wouldn't even get in back in the day. If you didn't win the division, you weren't in.
right. But now the Yankees could have a better record than
Cleveland.
all of these teams who don't have to play a 1-game playoff because they play in a weaker division.
Yeah, that's the luck of the draw, though. You know what?
I
They got to go out and
suppose.
win. You know what? They're going head to head with Boston. I won't feel sorry for the Yankees if they're going head to head with Boston. Go beat them.
I think they're playing the last weekend of the
Last
season.
weekend of the year.
Yeah.
That probably will decide it, to be
Yeah.
honest. But go beat them. You're right there. They're right in front of you. Go catch them. They certainly have the talent. They're getting Sanchez back tomorrow. They're
Yep.
getting Torres back in a couple days after that. That's it. You got your full team. Go make a trade for your pitcher. Go catch them.
Right. I mean, I don't
That's
think
it.
trading DeGrom is the answer for the Mets, but I mean,
It could be.
yeah, they may have no choice. I mean, the season's done. I mean, they're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So.
Well, DeGrom wants to stay there. It's not like they're going to lose him. He wants to sign an extension. They don't know if they want to pay him. They could trade him to the Yankees and jumpstart that rebuild. Now, if they get like a couple good prospects, Andujar, Frazier, maybe a couple guys in the minors, like a pitcher and maybe another position player, they could jumpstart that rebuild kind of like the Yankees did a couple years ago when they kind of just said, we're done. Chapman's out of here. Miller's out of here. Beltran's out of here. And they made those trades. And the Yankees rebuilt pretty fast.
But they're gonna have to give. I mean, I wouldn't have any problem with him trading Frazier. There's just no room for him on the
Yeah,
team.
I do like him.
He's a good prospect.
He hits when he comes up here, but it's just until next year. There's probably no room.
And Andujar's got to be untouchable. Torres untouchable. These are your prize rookies.
But would you? DeGrom's lights out right now. I would do that. I would give up.
We would miss that production.
They'll bring up Drury, and Drury won't be as good as Andujar, but he'll do all right. And to make up for it would be DeGrom. DeGrom is no one even touches him right now.
I know.
I'm telling you, no one touches him. And to have him and Severino, that would be worth Andujar, in my opinion. I'd do it. I'd send him out.
I can't even see the Mets doing that anyway. I don't know. It's just too.
It would make them sick to
Yeah.
see DeGrom lead us to a World Series. But if they're gonna do it, the Yankees they're a match right now. They really are. They're a match.
And I will admit that I did watch the end of the home run derby,
It was good.
and it was pretty good actually. You know?
Why not? You just gotta know what you're watching.
But I'm
Bad practice.
watching it. And I'm going, oh, he's got 12 pitches left, and he needs 10 home runs, and he just went on this rampage. You know.
Crazy.
And I don't know if that helps his cause or what, but I mean, it was pretty impressive. I mean, it really was.
If they're gonna give him more money, based on a bad practice like that,
What I mean is,
I don't know.
people are going to try to dismiss and say, yeah, he's just having a bad year with an average. He's hitting 214 or
No.
something. But you know, you can't get $30 million hitting 214.
I mean, he will probably get it. He will probably.
And they gave it to Ellsbury, I guess, right?
Yeah.
They're going to give it to him.
I mean, he could get hot and kind of bring that average up too.
I agree. I think he's still a stud. His best
take
years
him.
are still ahead of him.
I take him. Now, what do you think about the commissioner came out the other day talking about Trout. I know you like Trout.
It's funny you mentioned that. I was going to kind of bring that up too. Why is he trashing this guy?
I did not understand that at all.
I mean, this guy is as solid as a citizen as you can get.
He's anything. He does anything.
Works with the kids, and he does all of this public relations stuff. And I don't know what Manfred's trying to get.
I mean, maybe he's not exactly Peyton Manning doing commercials and everything, but
that's his prerogative.
The problem, the whole problem that people don't know Trout, and it is true. There's a couple layers to it. First off, he never makes the playoffs, and that's not on him.
It's not on him.
Because he performs, and his team just isn't good. They just don't ever make it. And then this year, they're not going to make it either. The second thing is baseball is regional, and on the West Coast, it's just not as popular. It's not. If he played on the Red Sox, the Yankees, even Baltimore, a team like that, he'd be a much bigger name.
But baseball fans know this guy.
We don't watch. We know
him
who he is,
much.
but we don't see him.
I know.
He's honestly like an invisible player.
But all we see is his name at the top of the average, the top of the
That's
home runs, the top of the ribbies. I mean,
and we see him once a year when he comes to Yankee Stadium. And that's how it is.
I mean, if it comes down to Trout and Harper, I don't know if Trout's a free agent after this year or the
couple years.
2 years.
Couple years. I mean, obviously, I'm taking him, but.
Yeah, that was bad marketing for this guy.
The Angels stuck up for him too. They said he's everything we ever asked him to be. He constantly goes out of his way to kind of do extra things in the community and talk to the fans and relate to them. It made no sense.
I can't wait till he's wearing pinstripes. I can wait 2 years.
It's a dream for sure. That would be amazing. But you know what? Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's on him or I don't think it's really anyone's fault. But he just isn't as popular as he should be.
I know,
really
but for Manfred to single this guy out was a bad public.
He's humble. He's got Jeter's personality, and Jeter was popular as anything. He just didn't play. Jeter won, and he was always in the public eye. Trout isn't.
I know.
That's it.
But you're right. I mean, one person can't carry a team.
No.
I mean, it's just not possible in baseball. It's not
that's
possible
proof.
in baseball. So
you gotta wait your turn.
Yeah, but I did hear about that. I thought it was interesting too. And
Crazy.
I said, talk about this guy Trout like he's a bad seed or something.
Oh my God, it made no sense. He should apologize. To be honest, he really should, because that just made no sense.
It doesn't make any sense at all. So guess what's coming up? Training camp starts next week.
Ready. And ready for football.
I saw this thing on Barkley. The guy owns the powerlifting record at Penn State University.
He owns every record for running backs, and he's on the board for almost everything.
I mean, they showed him literally pulling a train or something.
I was reading that too.
Caboose. It was.
His legs are huge, 28-inch quads, which is like freakish.
Right. Haven't seen those legs since like Earl Campbell.
That's what people say. He's probably not even that big, but they say that he's like that. 230 pounds, and he runs a 4.3.
I know.
I mean, come on. I mean, in the combine he ran a 4.41 or something, but.
And I know they haven't signed him yet. I know he's waiting for the Mayfield deal, so he doesn't get shortchanged.
Whatever.
They will sign him. They will sign him.
Oh yeah. And no Giant fan is worried about it. I haven't even heard anybody worried about that. Everyone's worried about Beckham signing, not him. That's the thing. So, but I'm ready for football, man. I'm ready.
I'm looking forward to it.
I know the Ravens already went. I think the Ravens rookies are there right now. That's how much I'm looking forward to it. I'm just taking anything I can grab. Ravens rookies are practicing right now for the season, so I'm definitely looking forward to that.
Yeah, the training camp opens usually for most of them they want rookies on Sunday and everybody else on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So, it was interesting though, this whole franchise tag thing, but in particular Bell. Right, for the Steelers, so they don't come to an agreement on the deadline, which means they had to pay him whatever that calculation is. He's not going to be
17.1.
Whatever. I don't know what that means. I don't know if that means he's done in Pittsburgh, or I mean. They could have. Why not give him the money this year instead of waiting till next year? Well, a chance that he walks.
There's a lot of layers to this. So from what I understand, he's been. This is the second year in a row he's been franchise tagged. He's a running back. He's been the best running back probably for pretty much his entire career.
Top 2 or 3 running backs in the game right now, of course. I agree.
And he gets beat up. He takes injuries a lot. He's had a knee injury. I think he had 2 knee injuries. So the Steelers are obviously wary about that, giving him long-term money. Running backs don't last. I know it, you know it. Once they hit 30, it's not as good. It's just how it is.
But why take the chance of losing him next year
they're-
just by saying you didn't pay me last year? I'm going somewhere else. Someone's going to offer me what you're going to offer me.
They offered him a decent amount, but he wants to get paid not like a running back. He wants to get paid like Beckham's going to get, like who just signed a big contract as a receiver? Brown. He wants to get paid like a playmaker because he's also catching 10 passes a game.
Yep.
They're getting the ball 400 times a season. So he thinks, I'm not just getting paid, I'm not just Ezekiel Elliott or, whatever, name a running back. He's a playmaker. He's getting the ball more than anyone. So he should get paid like that. So that's what he's holding out for. And the Steelers don't agree. So they're willing to, he's going to be a free agent and he can't be tagged next year.
I know.
So he's going to be out there.
He's gone.
So
he's gone from
He's going to the highest bidder. He's going to the highest bidder and someone's going to bid.
I agree.
It ain't going to be the Giants.
I
It'll
agree.
be somebody. But the Steelers also know that they have this kid James Conner, who's a running back that they drafted, who's good.
Is that the kid from Penn State?
Yes. Pitt.
Pitt, yeah, okay.
Pitt, and he's right behind them, and they think that they can get a fraction of the production from him, and let Bell go and save money and put it into the defense or whoever.
Yeah, some of these other guys that were franchise tags, like in Detroit or whatever, I've never even heard of these guys. And those are guys you don't pay. But, Bell's an established guy. And you're right. The shelf life of a running back is not very long.
And
I get it.
That's a debate. So he wants guaranteed money, and he'll get 17 guaranteed this year, but then anybody can have him.
Yeah, he's out the door.
And he can't be tagged again. I'm quite sure he can.
I think it's 2 and done. I think franchise tag.
So he'll go to the highest bidder, and unless maybe the Steelers, that they this year he does amazing again, and they want to pony up. Maybe they will, but he's going to be going to the highest bidder.
I know, but even if it's dead even, he's going to leave Pittsburgh. I think these guys hold grudges, and certainly the agents hold grudges.
We'll see.
Because the agent wanted to get paid on this one too this year.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, maybe he loves it there. He might just say, "I'll put it aside and stay." But that's going to be a storyline for next year. There's going to be, that's going to be like the LeBron free agency, the Machado free agency. It'll be like that.
Yeah.
Bell. Everyone's going to be trying to get a visit with Bell and see where he goes.
Yeah. Well, let's just change real quick, and we've kind of beat up basketball. There hasn't really been anything going on outside of LeBron James, right? And Leonard getting traded to the Raptors. He might not even report to the Raptors.
I heard he is.
Well, he's going with a grudge. He's going to a place he didn't want to go.
No, but Popovich was not going to get pushed around.
Right, DeRozan's a solid player.
That was a good trade for both. I think it was a good trade for both teams, to be honest. And I know both teams are getting players that players that didn't want to go where they're going. So the way I see it is that trade, Leonard, the Raptors can get Leonard. They'll compete to go to the finals this year. If he's healthy and playing his game, they can easily win the East.
Yeah.
He's that good.
He's just kind of wide open, I think.
He's that good. If they do that and he stays, they just got themselves a top 5 player for not a huge price.
Yeah.
If he goes, then they can finally just start their rebuild that they probably have needed to do for a while.
I mean, let's not mistake it. It's got DeRozan's a style of play.
DeRozan's great, but wherever they weren't getting to where they needed to go with that team.
And
that team needed something. They got far, but they kept hitting the ceiling.
Yeah.
And eventually in the NBA, they just say, you know what, this is our ceiling. We're blowing it up.
I guess
you can't just every year you can't do the same thing. They call that insanity.
But I thought for sure, there's still going to be more activity. All of these other guys that are signing now, like Brook Lopez, who cares? Whatever. You can get a Brook Lopez anywhere.
Yeah. Right after that, it's kind of dying down. Now Carmelo's just got actually right when I got here, Carmelo got traded, so he's gonna be cut immediately, and now he's a free agent.
Right.
He's not a factor anymore. I just love him.
He's not a factor, but he's probably going to L.A.
No, Houston. They're saying.
Are they?
Houston. That's the front runner, but they said L.A. is a possibility. But,
well, if you looked at his numbers have progressively gotten worse. He was horrendous last year. That is horrible field goal percentage. And
Yeah, he's
not the player he once
gone down.
was.
He's gone down for sure.
Was a great player, and God, could he shoot the ball? I mean, but those days, not for $20 million.
No, now he's got to kind of take his role as the third best, fourth best guy on the team.
And I don't know if his ego allows for that.
No, that's the question. That's the question. And if he goes to Houston, he might be the fourth or fifth best guy.
Exactly.
So you're not getting the ball, and you better be ready to shoot threes.
He's better off going to LA and trying to ride James's coattails to the finals.
I'm surprised that he doesn't try and do that. I'm surprised he doesn't give them. See, he was looking at Miami and Houston. Miami, I thought was weird.
So what? They waived him today?
He got traded to Atlanta, and Atlanta waived him right away. That was the plan, I guess, that Atlanta. So they waived him. So he's out there.
Wow.
So he'll be out there, and then he'll go to the highest bidder.
What did Atlanta give up to even get him?
They gave up a couple decent players, and they got a first round pick to take him.
All right, so there had to be a pick there, yeah. Because otherwise,
so that
why
happened.
make the trade? You know.
Yeah, they got a first round pick, so they did get something, and then so that's it.
But I don't think Carmelo Anthony is what Houston needed to push them over the hump. They're there already. They're an established team, and Anthony's not going to get them the NBA title.
I agree with you there. I'm not really sure. I mean, he's like repetitive. They have Carmelo Anthony's. They really do. Yeah. I mean, are they as good as him? Maybe not, but they have that type of player. I'm not sure what they need, to be honest. I think what they need is a healthy Chris Paul, because if he was healthy,
I know
they might be the champions. They really might. So I don't know.
And Harden's finally gotten over the hump. Where they've moved on further and shed that tag that he's like a Trout in baseball. But he's a good player. Harden.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I'm telling you that I don't know if that might have been their only shot, Houston. It really might have, because Paul's another year older.
Agreed.
Team's a little bit different. Now you're bringing Melo in. That's another dynamic.
But the West is still, like I said, the Spurs are not what they were. The Lakers aren't really a formidable threat now on paper.
It's Warriors.
It's Warriors. Lance Stevenson's not going to push them over the
Cousins
top.
To the Warriors too. Even though it's kind of overkill, DeMarcus Cousins over there, but that did happen. It doesn't matter. They're winning with or without him.
I think he's kind of overrated, Cousins, actually, but
a little bit.
So let's move on. British Open.
Yeah.
The Open Championship at Carnoustie, as they term it. Today was beautiful weather day,
but not so good.
It hasn't rained in 5 weeks. The fairways are parched. And it's like kind of like
here. Kind of like here. It hasn't rained. It was. I was watching some clips from it. It did definitely. You're right. It looked.
So the first round doesn't really mean a lot. I mean, or the second round, right? So all of these guys, you have a few no names in the top. I mean, Kisner's been around, but he's leading at 5 under. Woods finished even today.
Yeah.
But all these other guys are only 2 over, 3 over. So
yeah, a lot of the big names are striking distance, but not really up there.
Exactly, but they got 3 more rounds to get there. And I told you, who was the one guy I like? He's in second play. I told you, I really like this kid, Tony Finau.
Tony Finau, yeah. I was going to bring that up. He's lighting it up.
I really like the guy. Yeah, he's a big, lanky kid, and he's really nice and articulate, and he's been playing his butt off in majors.
Yeah,
and he's right there.
And in the Masters, I go back to this. The Masters, he was the one that injured his. I know I brought it up before. He injured his ankle in the par 3.
Right.
And he played, and he was actually leading after the first round.
Yeah.
And he kind of fell back a little bit, and then he played well at the U.S. Open, and now he's right up there today.
And the usual suspects are right there. I mean, Fowler's right there.
Spieth had a bad hiccup. He would be leading right now or close to it if he didn't have a bad hiccup on like the 15th and 16th. He doubled and bogeyed, and he ruined his round.
I know. Even Dustin Johnson put it out of bounds on 17. It was
Johnson might miss the cut. He's like 5 or 6 over.
Yeah, I know. But he's got these guys. These are the usual suspects, right? Yeah. McIlroy and Johnson.
McIlroy's in the mix.
They're all in the mix.
Yeah.
So I mean, this field is going to change immensely. I know you mentioned that you like him too. I like this guy Rahm.
Yeah.
I just think his temperament is his downfall.
Yeah.
He can't recover from bad shots like these other guys.
He's like a robot. And when he's on, I mean, he's like a robot. But if he kind of hits one out of play, or
His
he's in the
temper
bunker
gets,
and has a tough shot,
and it affects his game.
Yeah.
And then he slides down.
I can't tell you how many times I've seen him in the mix, and he'll bogey a hole, and then next hole bogey again.
Exactly.
He lets it get to him.
That's
I agree with
exactly
that.
right. That's how I see it. But that's still my dark horse. I like Finau and.
Yeah.
But Smith and Thomas, these guys are all there. They'll all be there on Sunday.
Yeah.
And Woods, his history, plays very well over there.
The course plays well for him, actually. He didn't even take his driver out. He only took it out like once.
But these guys are hitting the drives. The fairways are so hard because it hasn't rained.
Pepco drove the green on the first hole, 400 yards.
400 plus yards with the roll. I mean, it's hard to believe.
But the thing is that kind of plays the Tigers, because like he can hit the iron, and it'll roll to kind of a driver length normally, and he can play that. So that's kind of, I feel like he did well today because of that. And his approach shots were a little off. I see he putted pretty well.
He did.
He missed that one short putt.
He did. Played well.
But he played well. He's in it.
He's in it.
I don't even really like Tiger, but I focus on him because it's kind of the big name, and everybody wants to see how Tiger did. So
and I just can't help but think he's still got one more moment of glory.
Might be this one. Might be this week. You never know. The course is made for him. So
yeah, it's a beautiful looking course. Aside from it being completely brown and desolate, but that's links golf. That's what links.
Did
golf
you see
is
the
all
one
about.
shot that Spieth had? It was early in the morning, so you might have missed it. But he was off behind the bunker.
Yeah, he actually putted around.
It was like mini golf. Put it around the bunker and then nestled maybe like a foot from the hole. It was amazing. And
somebody else did that too, almost the same exact shot. It looked impossible.
Tiger almost holed the one from 40 feet out.
Yeah.
It was like mini golf, and the commentator, even when Spieth was hitting it, he was like, "Oh, he won't even get this near the hole." He's like, I don't like the decision. He won't even get it near it. About a foot from the hole.
Yeah, nobody would have thought he would have got
amazing
close.
putt.
I mean, aside from the course being parched and brown, the greens are beautiful.
Yeah,
the greens are beautiful.
They did work on it. Sometimes it's Mother Nature. You can't do anything.
And Johnny Miller said this is probably the toughest golf course in the world.
Yeah.
In the world.
Yeah.
Coming from a major winner here.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I definitely.
I thought it was cute how what they did on the course. They have these bunkers. There's over 114 or 140 bunkers on the golf course.
Forget it.
And some of them, they named them like the Jack Nicklaus bunker, from famous, past previous shots, a Johnny Miller bunker.
I saw that.
It was pretty funny.
That's good stuff.
Yeah. One real quick thing. I was a little surprised. I thought this guy Pacquiao was done fighting, and he knocks this guy around like he was 25 years old. I mean, I was like,
no one knew about the fight until the day of.
Who knew about it?
It wasn't on TV. It was only streamed through ESPN Plus.
Right.
I wanted to bring this up. I'm glad you did. But that just shows how far boxing's fallen.
He's
one of the biggest names in boxing, and no one even knew he was fighting. I love boxing, and I didn't. I mean, I knew, but I didn't pay attention to it. I wanted to watch the fight. It wasn't on TV. I had to go on the Roku and stream it.
Yep.
And it was annoying. It really was. And I was upset about that.
But
and no one knew it.
You're absolutely right, Doug. You hit it right on the head. Boxing is just, I don't know. I mean, it's lost its luster. It's lost its appeal publicly. This UFC has completely stolen all its thunder. I mean, we talked about the Lomachenko fight a few weeks ago. That was pretty good. But aside from that, certainly there's nobody in the heavyweight division that's worth even,
So it's
I mean, I'm sure, is Klitschko still fighting? I mean, could that possibly be?
I think he's around. There's a few names here and there, but it's just they had the Canelo and Golovkin. That was kind of a big thing that people wanted to see, but that fell through. So I think they're planning on fighting in September now.
But I knew we'd see it the same way. Going, boy, Pacquiao can come out and no one even knew he was fighting. Boxing is a thing of the past in this country.
It was very disheartening for me as a boxing fan. So.
Okay, so we're going to wrap it up. But listen, again, I would like to thank Lynch Motors of Manchester, Connecticut, and Harley Davidson of Utica for
tremendous sponsors
sponsoring our last two episodes and so forth. And like I said, we put our reputation on the line. You pick up the phone, you call those guys, you'll get customer service.
Yes.
Unparalleled.
Definitely. If you're in that area, definitely call them up. Get best customer service.
So again, and Doug, can you remind these guys
where
send us
emails.
Where's the email?
Jim and Doug Show at gmail.com. Jim and Doug Show at gmail.com. Send me an email. We'll read it out. Anything you want to talk about. Doesn't even have to be sports related.
Mm-hmm.
Get it to us. We'll definitely bring it up on the show.
Maybe we could just at least we're putting it. It's on SoundCloud now. Is
Yeah.
it on YouTube?
On YouTube, SoundCloud,
iTunes?
and iTunes. That's where you can find us. So anything you want, any medium, they're all there. So you have SoundCloud, and most people have iPhones. You use the podcast app, type in Jim and Doug Show. You can find us there. Or if you prefer YouTube, you want to listen to YouTube while you're at work, it'll be up there, Jim and Doug Show.
Good. All right, so that's the email, because maybe we'll put it up on those sites as well. So when you go to the podcast, you can see the email and click it right from there and send us a question, and we'll talk about it on next week's show.
Definitely.
All right, guys. Welcome back, partner.
Yes, good to be back. Definitely. Talk to you guys next week.
All right. Thank you.